Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. As Pennsylvania's archery season kicks off October 4th, wildlife officials are warning hunters about epizootic hemorrhagic disease, or EHD. The disease, spread to deer by insects known as midges, tends to surface in late summer and lingers until the first-hand frost. Here in Pennsylvania, confirmed cases have been found in several northwestern counties, with additional reports under investigation in other regions. Wildlife experts say members of the public play a crucial role by reporting sick or dead deer, especially if several are found in one area. Signs of infection include swelling of the face and neck, weakness, loss of appetite, fever, and trouble breathing. While some deer survive, they can suffer long-term issues like cracked or overgrown hooves. There is currently no treatment for EHD, but local populations often rebound within a few years. The regular archery season for deer runs through late November. UGI Utilities is warning its 760,000 customers about a new scam after a homeowner was targeted by someone posing as a company representative. Investigators say the victim called a fake number found in an online ad and was told they owed more than $1,300 for gas line work. The scammer even followed up with an email demanding payment. UGI reminds customers to only use its official phone number, which is 800-276-2722, for account questions, payments, or emergencies. Workers also carry photo ID, wear branded uniforms, and drive marked vehicles. More information is available at ugi.com. A West Pittston woman accused of scamming dozens of customers out of their vacation money has pleaded guilty. Prosecutors say Eileen Miner admitted to 38 felony theft charges after canceling trips through her company, known as Thompson Tours, and keeping thousands of dollars in payments. The case includes charges in both Luzerne and Lackawanna counties. Miner was first charged with theft and fraud last October, and sentencing has not yet been scheduled. A man from Jenkins Township has been sentenced for drug conspiracy offenses. According to the Department of Justice, Ryan Medar, age 38, is being charged on counts of distributing cocaine and over 50 grams of methamphetamine. According to officials, Medar has pled guilty before on conspiring to distribute controlled substances in the span of October 2023 to April 2024. Authorities had used a confidential informant to catch Medar, who sold them meth and a pistol. Medar has been sentenced to 134 months in prison, then 4 years of supervised release. The Pennsylvania State Police has issued a death investigation. At around 7:30 a.m. this morning, the State Police of Bloomsburg was dispatched to a home in Pine Township, Columbia County, for a report of an unresponsive man. During the investigation, the man, partly identified as a 17-year-old, was found dead. In collaboration with the Columbia County DA's office, the Troop N Major Case Team is helping handle the situation. The incident is currently seen as isolated, so there is no threat to the public. Next week is National Child Passenger Safety Week, and Pennsylvania State Troopers are holding free child safety seat inspection events around our area. No appointment is needed to have your child safety seat installed or inspected by certified child passenger seat technicians. In the Hazleton area, inspections will be Monday the 22nd and Thursday the 25th from 2 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. at the Hazleton Township Fire Company on North Church Street. There will also be inspections in Blakesley on Tuesday the 23rd from 7 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m. at the Blakesley Community Center on PA 115. To find more inspection events near you, visit www.pa.gov/agencies/psp/programs/child-passenger-safety-seat-events. Coming up on WYLN News, a street in our area is being converted into a one-way. Plus, a new weightlifter is working towards representing our country. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton's emergency room team. Your experts in any emergency. When emergencies happen, minutes and expertise count. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now part of Jefferson Health.
So break your sunglasses.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. Locust Street in Hazleton will be converting to a one-way street. Starting Monday, September 29th at 8 o'clock a.m., Locust Street between Diamond Avenue and 15th Street will be converted to a one-way street, with traffic flowing only in a southerly direction. Motorists are advised that no traffic will be permitted to travel north of Locust Street, and parking will only be allowed in the southerly direction. Failure to do so may result in ticketing and towing of vehicles parked in the wrong direction. Hazleton police are urging all drivers to take note of this change and plan their routes accordingly to ensure a safe and smooth transition. Andrew Waymer, a sophomore at Benton Area High School, has qualified for the USA Weightlifting Pan American Youth Championship. The 123-pound 15-year-old, who was encouraged by his mother to start lifting weights, is now one step closer to representing the country. After competing in local competitions, Waymer qualified and competed in nationals in the summer. To compete in the Pan AMS, you would have to lift a certain number of weight. He was able to lift 85 kilograms, which is the equivalent to 187 pounds. Andrew's mother, Rhonda, believed in her son so much that not only did she create a gym for him in their basement for easy training, but she also drives Andrew 2 hours past Harrisburg to 1440 Collective, one of the largest teams in USA weightlifting, and it is the premier Olympic weightlifting community in Pennsylvania. 1440 Collective coach Kyle Field says that Andrew's ability to compete, his mindset while competing, and how he deals with pressure is what sets him apart from other athletes he has worked with. Waymer said he can snatch 87 kilograms, which is 190 pounds, and can clean 107 kilograms, which is 235 pounds. Andrew is the top-ranked U15 competing at the championship from November 10th to the 15th in San Luis de Potosi, Mexico. A Good Samaritan who wanted to remain unidentified is responsible for saving the life of a wife from the fire on Main Street in Chickasha on Saturday morning. She had noticed the flames while passing by the home on U.S. Route 11 at 3:45 a.m. She began banging on the door, trying to wake the residents Betty and Ken Ricciotti. She led Betty to safety at a neighbor's house after refusing to go without Ken and trying to get medical supplies. The woman passing by convinced her to go, and there was no time to wait. Unfortunately, Ken, as well as the couple's 7 kittens, did not make it out of the house. Brittany Guydish, the daughter of Ken and Betty, is extremely grateful for the woman's help and credits her for being the reason why she is not planning 2 funerals. The woman, who lost both parents, said they were telling her to do the right thing by trying to save the elderly couple. Today is National Cheeseburger Day. While it is not an actual holiday, it is recognized on the National Day calendar under September 18th, celebrating one of America's favorite foods. According to All About Burgers, Americans eat around 50 million burgers each year. To mark this occasion, restaurants across the country, including McDonald's, Burger King, Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, and other restaurant chains, are offering special deals and discounts. Coming up on Sugarloaf's News Choice, we have a fun part 1 of a conversation with paranormal author Maxim Furyk on Community and You. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with part 3 of Watsontown. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Hi, welcome to Community and You. I'm the host today, Preston Endress, and here with me is Michelle from the Hazleton Area Library. Hi. And here is an author known as Maxim Furyk.
Yep.
How are you today?
Good, and I am known as Maxim Furyk, so you got that right. Thank you. Preston, thank you so much for inviting Michelle and I here to talk about the presentation on, what do we have, Michelle? Is it September?
Saturday, September 27th.
Yeah, very good. Okay, and I'll be at the Hazleton Public Library talking about my new book, The Schmerl Haunting, When Ed and Lorraine Came to Town. So I don't know if anybody could see that.
Yeah, they should have seen that,
okay.
Especially like that. But
yeah.
It's, wow. So I take it that you're more on the spooky side of when it comes to genres.
No, I'm more on the academic side.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I view the paranormal sort of as an academic, and I believe that, there's a little bit of Indiana Jones in all of us, that we're looking for that holy grail, that we're looking to climb the mountain. And I'm just a searcher. I'm just curious about the paranormal and what it is. And I believe, like many people, I believe that the paranormal lies just outside of the scientific. So there may be a scientific explanation for some of these things, these ghosts and goblins, but we don't know what it is just yet. So in the Schmerl Haunting, I tried to go and investigate that using the West Pittston Schmerl Haunting as my focal point. Starting with the Annabelle doll. And my book is called The Schmerl Haunting, When Ed and Lorraine Came to Town, and I'm referring to Ed and Lorraine Warren. They were the Roman Catholic demonologists that came to West Pittston to investigate the Schmerl Haunting. And what they had a museum in Monroe, Connecticut called the Warren Occult Museum. Annabelle was the doll that was there, that was probably the most popular artifact. Now, this isn't the real Annabelle. This is one I bought, for $1. For $1, yeah. Don't tell your listeners I paid $1 for that. But anyway, we went down. My wife and I went down to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, on Friday, July the 11th, to see the Annabelle doll.
The Annabelle doll.
Yeah, and we were there at the Gettysburg Orphanage. I met a gentleman named Dan Rivera. Dan was the chief handler for Annabelle, and Dan and I chatted, and I told Dan that I was working on my book, The Schmerl Haunting. Dan agreed to an interview on Monday, July the 14th. We were supposed to talk, and he died the day before. He passed away on Sunday, July the 13th, the day before I was supposed to talk to him. So again, what does that mean? I mean, some people are saying, well, it's just a coincidence, and other people are saying, no, the real Annabelle doll, you know, it has demonic energies, and something happened. So again, I don't know. I've been asked a million times, now I do all these podcasts, I've been asked, do I think that Annabelle caused Dan Rivera's death? I don't know. I have a chapter called The Death of Dan Rivera, investigating that, looking at that, and trying to figure it out. But I want to say this too about going down to Gettysburg. I was there along with my wife and 1,240 other people. 1,240 times $40 a person. What do we got? Preston?
Man, you know I need paper for math questions.
You can do this online. Come on. 1,240 times 1,240 times $40 a head.
Okay, so first what I get.
Okay.
Okay, what was it again?
And you hate me, don't you?
No.
1,240 times 40 dinero
Okay.
equals
$49,600.
Wow. So that was in Gettysburg, not to count San Antonio, New Orleans, and West Virginia, as well as Maine and Monroe, Connecticut, and all the other places. So around $50,000 for us to see Annabelle. When I went to see Annabelle in Gettysburg, Annabelle was in this enclosure. It was a 5-foot tall wooden enclosure that had the Lord's Prayer in the back. It had a glass window from a Catholic church. It had 3 crosses for the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and it was infused, Michelle, with holy water and holy oil. And they claim that at all times Father Bob would be there as our protector. Well, when I was there at Gettysburg, Father Bob was nowhere to be seen. So I paid good money, and I expected to, you know, have Father Bob there as well. But anyway, that was I talked about that, and I feel that I have a personal connection with the Schmerl haunting because I met Ed and Lorraine Warren back in 1988 when they were on tour. They were on a 15-city tour to promote their book, The Haunted, which was written by Bob Curran, the Scranton Times reporter. And of course, that was a million seller. It was serialized in Red Book. Is that Red Book magazine? And then also there was a Fox TV program called The Haunted. So back in 1988, the Schmerl haunting was very big news, but now it's the subject of The Conjuring Last Rites that just over the past weekend grossed $1 billion. That's with a B, $1 billion over the weekend. So this is, you know, big money. This is very popular, and Last Rites is the last installment, I believe, of The Conjuring. Could I show this picture?
Sure, yeah.
And this was, of course, with, Okay. So with the Conjuring franchise, it started off with The Nun. There were The Nun and Nun 2, and then the Annabelle franchise, you know, 2 stories, and then it went into The Conjuring. So both The Nun and Annabelle are very much a part of this Conjuring narrative. And I'm just curious, Michelle, do you have any idea why people are so fascinated by this?
There always is. There's a curiosity among people. And sometimes it's the debate of it. Is it real? Isn't it real? Where does that reality end? And like you said, the border beyond science. I think people just have that, you know, what is it? Is it real? Like,
I'm pretty curious myself now. A little bit of the woo.
It does,
well,
and that's always been a
fact,
thing.
yeah.
In the library, you know, books like this fly off the shelves, and it's people are just very curious about it.
And then, of course, we have people, you know, first of all, there's this age-old debate about whether or not evil exists and whether the devil exists. You know, and you take your pick. It's your belief. Some people believe that that this was just something ingrained in us by the church and our parents. You know, if you don't go to church, the devil's going to get you. If you don't say your prayers, you're going to go to hell. You know, things like that. I personally believe that that evil exists in many forms. I believe that people, places, and things can be infested by demonic energy, such as Annabelle. I believe that's true. I believe that that the power of Satan is great, but the power of God is greater. And in the book, I talk about the exorcists, the great exorcists throughout history, such as Father Amorth, who was the Vatican's chief exorcist.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Guys, do you realize what we're doing this season? Yeah. We've got the best deals. We've got the lowest price guarantees. We've got enough inventory for everyone in Hazleton. And the season starts, and it's starting right now. Yeah! The lowest price guarantee. Yeah. Ow! Remember this, Blaze Alexander, Greater Hazleton GMC. We have the...
Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
So break your sunglasses.
For many years, the Watsontown Boot and Shoe Company had been owned by Henry F. Algert, who had first bought an interest in the company in 1886 and became its sole owner 10 years later, in addition to an ownership stake in the Watsontown Brick Company. Algert would eventually make another donation to Watsontown, although not in the way he would have initially wanted. In June of 1903, Algert and his wife Luella had taken a trip to Los Angeles to attend a Presbyterian church meeting in that city. On the way back, Mrs. Algert would be struck down in Chicago by an apparent stroke. Doctors recommended she immediately be taken home to Pennsylvania, and she was rushed back with a nurse attending to her. Although Luella had seemed all right in the early part of the return trip, though, she would abruptly pass away inside the train in Tyrone while waiting for a transfer to a Bald Eagle Valley Railroad train. A heavily grieving Henry desired to give something to Watsontown to honor his wife. A triangular plot of land in front of their house on East 3rd Street would be his ultimate inspiration. Algert Memorial Park, as it would soon be known, featured as its centerpiece an elaborate fountain dedicated in Luella's memory. After Henry's death in 1908, a private residence went up in the park, although the fountain would remain for many decades thereafter as an elaborate backyard piece. By 2016, Ruth Ritter, who then owned the property, donated the fountain to Watsontown Borough. Today, the Algert Memorial Fountain now stands at Brimmer and Main Street, still honoring Luella Algert. While the Algert Memorial Fountain was strictly decorative, others in Watsontown desired another fountain, one that could be used to quench the thirst of passers-by. The driving force behind such a fountain was the local Women's Christian Temperance Union, which spoke out heavily against the consumption of alcohol. On September 26, 1903, the group would dedicate a fountain on North Front Street before a crowd of over 1,000 people. The fountain would be installed in Main Street and stood there for some time until it was destroyed by vandals. Remnants of it were moved to Portland, Oregon, and still stand there today. Few things can shock a community and make it feel dread more than an unsolved murder. On the morning of September 7, 1897, local farmer Jacob Betts was inspecting his fields when he came upon the body of his neighbor Amos Ritter in a potato patch. Ritter, who had been a blacksmith before taking up farming himself, had stopped by Betts' house the previous evening and dined with his neighbors. Now he lay dead, severely gashed in the head, barefoot, and without the several $100 he had been carrying the day before. Betts had heard a shout and a gunshot late the previous evening after Ritter had left, but as there were many travelers on the road due to the Labor Day holiday, he had not thought much of it at the time. Police searched the area and interviewed everyone they could, but could ultimately find no leads on who may have killed Ritter. Some years later, a few locals would speculate it might have been infamous Montgomery axe murderer William Hummel, who slaughtered his new wife and children in a case that made national headlines. Hummel, a rag salesman by trade, had been known to have been in the area the night Ritter was killed. Hummel, however, denied killing Ritter up until the time of his execution. In 1903, reports circulate that a suspect had given a deathbed confession to the crime, but nothing ever came of it. Today, the case remains unsolved. Amos Ritter himself rests in Muncie Cemetery, his mystery perhaps never to be solved. Trolley service reached Watsontown in 1898 when the tracks of the Lewisburg, Milton, and Watsontown Passenger Company began service. Originally, the Pennsylvania Railroad, which then owned the land over the former canal, would not let the trolley cross over the canal, but eventually relented in April 1898. Organized the year before by several Philadelphia investors, the Lewisburg, Milton, and Watsontown was the first trolley line in Northumberland County. It crossed over the Susquehanna south of Milton on a toll bridge and provided access to Riverside Park on Milton's north side. Accidents would happen every now and then on the line, such as in 1906 when two trolleys collided head-on when the motorman of the southbound trolley forgot they had to wait at the switch for the northbound trolley to pass. Trolley service on the line ended on August 1, 1928, after which bus service was instituted among the towns. A few trolley cars still survive today as diners. For automobile drivers, they would have a unique road service to drive to neighboring McEwensville beginning in 1913. Scores of Italian immigrants would lay down a brick roadway along the 2 miles between the two towns, using horses and wagons to haul the materials to the construction site. The roughly 2-mile brick road opened to traffic in the summer of 1913, and while it appears never to have carried Dorothy and her friends from Oz, countless others would motor down it over the next 40 years. The bricks were covered over with asphalt in May 1953 when the road was widened and straightened, but it is believed the bricks are still intact underneath the roadway today.
Break your sunglasses.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.